Hello, my name is Russell Spencer Pater, and I'm here to talk to you about anxiety. Have you ever caught yourself overthinking a situation that causes your body to start to feel a sense of fear and you feel like you're losing control? Or have you ever worried about the little things and it causes you stress that further leads to hyperventilation and a slight adrenaline pump? I'm sure we always had that moment in our lives where we did work in no more than 3 hours till the due date. I know I've had before. But after listening to my speech, you will be more in depth of what it takes or means to have anxiety or an anxiety related attack. As we humans tend to deal with stressful situations in life, either it is work, family, or friends, or personal related stuff, this is anxiety's main source of power. What is anxiety? Well, anxiety is a natural way that your body responds to stress. It's a feeling of fear for what is to come in the future. It could be the first day of high school, the first day of work. All these things can cause a person to become nervous and stressed. What are anxiety disorders, you ask? Well, you may have read, you may have had those times where you were nervous and that eventually went away. But for anxiety disorders, the feeling of fear and being nervous is always with you, and that is really extreme. It can change the way you live, it can change the way you view things, etc. And when left untreated, it can get worse. As stated in an article about anxiety by Tennyson, it says that anxiety is the most common mental illness in America, and estimated 19.1% had an anxiety disorder of last year, which is about 18.1% normally equal to 40 million adults, ranging from 18 or up, affecting women twice than it affects men. If you want to learn more, I recommend you go to tennyson.com and search up mental illnesses. This is a very big part of the overall population if you look at it, but there just isn't one form of anxiety. Yes, there are more types of it. The article by healingminds.com talks about 5 major anxiety health disorders, and those are OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, which is a chronic disorder that is often uncontrollable, panic disorder, just panic attacks that involve fear. PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, is a common mental health that affects 3 million Americans every year. And finally, generalized anxiety disorder, which is a constant fear and worry. If you are dealing with these type of things in your daily life, there are things that you can do to cope with anxiety. What I do when I have anxiety is that I breathe in and out 5 times. All these disorders can affect the person physically and emotionally. As stated on the article by Mental Health Fitness, the physical effects would be trembling, twitching, or shaking, feeling of fullness in the throat or chest, breathlessness or rapid heartbeat, and many more. The emotional effects, there are restlessness, irritability, or feeling on edge or keyed up, worrying too much, fearing that something bad is going to happen, feeling doomed, inability to concentrate, and finally feeling like your mind goes blank. It's really a hard time when you have these types of mental breakdowns in your lives. But in an article quoted How to Stop Feeling Anxious Right Now by Luke Hughes, it states more than 10 ways to cope with an anxiety or an anxiety type of attack. But we're only going to go over a few. And the first one is to stay in your time zone. What I mean is to reel yourself back to the present. Ask yourself, am I safe? Is there anything I need to do right now? Check in with yourself to revisit your worries so those don't affect you in the future. The second and final one will be breathing in and out. This is what I do when I feel stressed and worried. Just focus on breathing in and out. Inhale all your worries and exhale them out. These are not the only things you can do to cope with anxiety. You can participate in yoga or meditation or therapeutic practices. There is a wide range of ways you can do to cope with anxiety, but many people who suffer from this mental illness go to illegal matters to cope with it, and that simply makes the situation worse and can elongate treatments and symptoms. Well, you know that anxiety isn't something a person should look down upon. There are other people out there in the whole world that suffer from anxiety. So just know that you're not alone. But just know that you have the ability to cope or eliminate it. Either it's for a limited time or forever. And there are always ways to make you feel better at the end of the day. Well, thank you for listening to my informative speech about anxiety. I hope you have a good day.